What up, YouTube? It's your boy Terrell. Man, it has been utterly insane the last few weeks in regards to just the number of auditions, callbacks. I've actually been able to book a couple or been booked on a couple of jobs, which is really, really great because obviously, regardless of how many auditions you do, you want to get as many jobs as possible. So I've actually had a little bit of success in regards to that over the last few weeks. So it's been going really, really well, but I just haven't been able to post as many videos as I'd like. But it's starting to slow down again, so I should be able to post a little bit more content over the next several weeks. As the title of the video talks about, I had a really super insane shoot, or at least a small part of it was really, really insane. This past weekend on Saturday, I shot a commercial for a credit card company. I don't know if I'm able to actually say the name of the credit card company or not. I probably could, but I usually just play it safe. Anyhow, I shot a commercial for a credit card company. It was a really fun shoot. I had some really great people to work with, as far as like I had my wife in the commercial, and I had a couple of kids in the commercial, and it was really, really fun. Everybody was really great to work with, and it made a really long day go by really fast. But one particular part of the shoot was really, really crazy, and I'll kind of go into a little bit more detail with why I actually did what I did for this particular part of the shoot, because I think it kind of bears a little bit more explaining. But long story short is that I ended up on a 40-degree day outside. I ended up in a pool, an outdoor pool, not an indoor pool, an outdoor pool for a portion of the shoot with a wetsuit on, from the waist down at least. The photographer, the video photographer, he had a wetsuit on from head to toe, so it was probably a little bit better for him. But for me, I was from the waist down, I was uncovered. So it was pretty insane. But to kind of give you some backstory on that, basically what happened was, for this shoot, it was supposed to be like a family of, a mixed family, just, a family with, just kind of like nowadays when you look at commercials, you see a lot of diversity with the families and stuff like that. So we're a mixed family and whatnot. And the whole point of the commercial is that it kind of, I guess, gives you an idea of some of the things that are available to you with this particular credit card. But anyhow, one of the scenes is sort of at like a spa. And my quote-unquote wife, she goes to the spa and she does things that you do at the spa. She gets a facial, and she's in a, she's got the mask on her face, and it's the typical spa stuff. And then in my particular part of being at the spa, it was really just me in a hot bath, just kind of relaxing. But one of the scenes is supposed to be me goofing around, going underwater in the bathtub. And I'm under the water and I'm blowing bubbles and I'm kind of being a silly, goofy dad. And then I come up out of the water. So half of the scene is shot inside of the bathroom in an actually pretty warm tub full of water. It was actually very nice, to be honest. And they shot that part first. So I'm in the water. When he says, before he says action, I go under the water. I hear him say action, and then my whole head is underwater. I come out from under the water and I start drying myself off. But the director, who was a great guy, he was from New York, and he really, really wanted to get the shot not just from me coming out of the bathtub and drying off, but he wanted to get the shot of me underwater goofing around blowing bubbles. Well, as you may already know, two grown-ass men cannot fit in a bathtub, not that bathtub, and get that shot of me blowing bubbles underwater, which meant that I had to go and get in a pool that was in the backyard of this lovely house that we were shooting this commercial at. And he was going to get in the pool also. And behind, they put a white screen up, and then I would be in front of that white screen, and then I would go underwater, blow some bubbles, look around kind of goofy, and then come up out of the water, and he would just shoot the underwater part. Well, like I mentioned before, it was 40 degrees outside, which should tell you that the pool was not very warm either. So it was a pretty rough, probably about 5 minutes total that I spent in that pool, in that cold water. But because of the outcome and what I felt like and what the director felt like that scene would look like and what it would do for the commercial, we had kind of come to an agreement that that would be a really amazing looking thing. Even if it only lasted 5 seconds, it would really, really look good, and it would probably make the commercial, and the client would be happy, and everybody watching it would be happy, and that we should really, really go ahead and do it. But I will say this, I was given the option multiple times of not doing it. Being told multiple times, if you don't want to do it, tell us now. You don't have to do it. It's okay. But I insisted on doing it, and I told him, I said, no, let's go ahead and do it. And the reason being was not because I was trying to be a hero or a tough guy or anything like that, but as I briefly mentioned before, the director, both, a couple of the, I think there was more than one director, but the director, producers, the crew that was there for this shoot, a lot of times the crew isn't from this area. A lot of times the crew are from other places, LA, New York, places like that. So these guys were from, I know one of the producers, as a matter of fact, the guy that let me borrow his wetsuit, he was actually from LA. He was telling me about how he likes to go surfing. That was actually his wetsuit, and he goes surfing it and everything like that. And the other guy that actually got in the pool and shot the scene with me underwater in this incredibly cold pool was from New York. He was from Brooklyn. But he does a lot, or he told me he did a lot of underwater shoots. As a matter of fact, I think he said this week he had a shoot out in the Atlantic Ocean. And he said at times he goes 70, 100 feet down and shoots a lot of underwater stuff. So this was something that was relatively, commonplace for him, I guess. That being said, the reason why I did it, even though supposedly I did not have to, was because you don't get, in my opinion, as a small market actor, you don't get a lot of opportunities to impress directors or crews or producers or clients that are not from this area. You don't get that opportunity very often, especially not this early in your career, because even though I've been an actor off and on for a relatively long time, only recently in the last 6, 7, 8 months or so that I've been back into acting have I been in a position where I could make an impact on a shoot just by choosing to do something that maybe some other actors might not want to do. So it was really, really important to me to make that impression because I felt like it's something that could help me down the line. I don't think this is going to be the last time that that crew shoots here in San Antonio, or in Austin, I should say, which is where the shoot was. Actually, it was in Elgin, Texas, which is a little town about 30 minutes away from Austin. I don't think that that's going to be the last time that they shoot down here. As a matter of fact, a lot of crews, like I mentioned before, come here from other places. So it wouldn't be a surprise if they come back down here. And that could very well make the difference, if they're looking for an actor again and the casting, place, and my name is in the mix, there's a really good possibility, or I know for sure they're at least going to remember who I am because they're going to remember that shoot. But there's a really good possibility that, hey, maybe that helps me, get over the hump in regards to that audition or that callback, or whether or not they're going to use me versus somebody else. So I felt like that was something that was really, really important for me to do, because I'm not known in a lot of these circles from an acting standpoint yet. And having that opportunity to boost my reputation amongst, directors from New York, LA, places like that are coming down here to a place where maybe they don't feel like the talent level is as high as what they're used to and where they're from. That was a huge opportunity for me. So I was really happy to do it, but that does not make it any less crazy. I have never been that cold in my life. And I've lived in Maryland. I've lived in Utah. I've lived in some pretty cold places. But I've never actually been that cold in my life, and I've never been crazy enough to get in a pool in weather that cold. So it was one of the wildest experiences I ever had. But based on what I've been told and what I was able to see in, kind of like post-production, you get to see like some of the video. Based on what I've seen, it looks really, really cool, and I can't wait to see it cut together. Hopefully within the next few months we'll be able to see something. But that was a really, really neat experience. But that was one of the most insane things I've ever had to even consider doing on a commercial shoot. So that was really, really fun. I really, really enjoyed it. And I think whenever that commercial comes out, I'm pretty sure that's going to end up in that commercial, that particular scene. And so I think you guys are really going to think that's cool, and y'all are going to really like what you see. Yeah, it really was fun. I'm really, really glad to be getting, some parts here and there, some principal roles here and there, not just because they pay well, but just because every time I can add something to my resume is a good thing. So really, really looking forward to adding that, and also just, that impression that I made on those directors coming from those other locations. So it should be really, really fun. Can't wait to see it. That being said, I'm going to run in here and get a haircut right quick. I just thought I'd post a video because it had been a while, and keep an eye out for that commercial. I'll go ahead and say it. It's with Synchrony Bank is the commercial. So just keep an eye out, because it's probably going to be on the internet more than anything. So it'll be like one of those deals that comes up when you go to the particular website or you look at a YouTube video or something like that. It'll probably come up as an ad or something like that. But it also could be on TV, because they do have ads on TV also. So you're going to see it somewhere. So keep an eye out for it. That being said, as I always say, and as everybody says, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because I'm probably going to have a lot more time to put up some more videos, because it's starting to kind of level off and not be as busy with auditions and things like that for the time being. It'll probably ramp back up around spring break or so, but for right now it's looking like I'm going to have some downtime where I'm going to be able to put up some more videos. So please hit the subscribe button, like button, the notifications, because I'm definitely going to try to put up some videos as much as I can, and hopefully you guys see me real soon on the small screen, and hey, maybe one day the big screen. But for right now, thank you guys for watching and listening, and hope to see y'all soon. All right, appreciate it.